Hello and welcome to DCP SideQuest episode number 131. How you guys doing?
131?
It's 131, yeah.
Is it? I thought it was 130.
I was wrong because we skipped one and I kept on. I've been actually for the past 3 episodes, I've been saying the wrong number and then fixing it in the podcast app, being like, oh, I was wrong about that. And I'm like, well, it is what it is. And then 3
Have I
episodes
been
later.
number wrong on the thumbnail too?
Maybe? No, I feel like you've done it
Don't
right on the
pay
thumbnail.
attention to that. It's fine.
No, because your
That's a good point.
thumbnails have incremented correctly, but my exports did not increment correctly because I look at the export number and it was the week I was gone, so I missed a week and I hadn't corrected it. So this week I was like, wait, I need to double check this. I'm like, no, it's 131. My goodness. So
because I think I'm on 130 for thumbnails.
Basically, we run a tight ship around here in DCP, you know?
Yeah, basically
locked
we
in.
have no idea what's going on.
Announcing soon the deletion of podcast numbering.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah, we're going by
numbers.
dates from here on
Yeah.
out. Oh.
Watts,
Yes.
I want some deck picks right away.
Yep.
Yeah,
right
let's
away.
get it.
Jumping into it.
Oh my
Here
God!
is-
Look how
Oh
big
my
it is.
god, it's
This is
huge.
this
got a
is
nice
the case
case,
it
too?
comes in. It's a really nice case.
That's cool. I don't know it comes with
really
case.
nice.
For audio listeners, we're sorry. Watts
sorry,
has a
this is-
Steam Deck. And,
For audio listeners, I'm sorry. This is basically Watch shows off Christmas presents. The episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. On the side.
Ooh.
There's you guys.
Yeah, we're reflective.
There's us. Have you tried it out yet? Have you played a game on it yet?
I have. So
Uh-huh.
it was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but it didn't get here until this morning. So I did what I could with a couple hours. I
Yeah.
wanted to try games that are 100% supported by Steam Deck, and Valve have tested it. I wanted to try
Sure.
ones that are like half tested, half compatible,
Mhm.
and then ones that are like, we have no idea. You have to try and see what happens.
Yeah. What's
So-
the boot up? Like you unboxed it and then you booted it up. What's that like?
Yeah.
What's it to you
So-
the first time you boot it up?
They don't even really give you instructions because it's that easy. You just
that
you
turnkey?
you get this plug, you plug it in, and then you press the on button, and they're like, "All right, good,
USB-C?
you're done."
Do you just log into your Steam
It's,
account?
I don't know what this is. You can't see it.
Yeah, that blurry one. That
USB-C, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, USB-C, yeah.
got it. Yeah, so you just load it up, and then they ask you to log into your Steam account, and then you're good. You have everything right
Wow.
there.
That
And what's
is
really
nice.
cool is that in the library, it shows you, probably can't read it, but at the top it says great on deck. So that's all the games in your library that are fully
Oh,
supported.
nice.
oh, that's
So-
convenient.
I have 180 games.
Mhm.
26 are great on deck.
Cool.
Others are a mixture of supported fully or half supported. But the cool thing is that as you go down and I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let me see. Let me
Not
turn
really.
off. Nope, that doesn't make it better. But there's a little icon that's got like a tick for fully supported, and then there'll be like a yellow information symbol that says it's half supported. And what you can
So it's
do
like that web page where you can
Yeah.
sign in and it tells you exactly. It
It's
goes through your
basically that.
Steam library and just tells
Yeah.
you which games are which.
So you have your regular stuff on the screen, like activity, your stuff, community. But then there's a separate tab for Steam Deck, which is game info, and it will tell you the compatibility of the game. So it will be like all functionality is accessible when using the default controller. This game shows Steam Deck controller icons. In-game interface text is legible on Steam Deck. But then it says some in-game movie content may be missing for this particular game. So it gives you a full breakdown of what they know about the game, what you can expect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also when you load up a game, it will pop up a little image that looks like the Steam Deck, and it will say this game uses default controller, and it will show you like the thumbsticks lit up and the touchpads and all the buttons. If it's not supported, it will show this game uses touchpad, so it will just light up the touchpads, which is essentially your mouse.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I tried a couple things. The ones that are fully supported, obviously, it just works perfectly.
Wait,
It
wait,
shows
wait.
all the buttons. Yes.
Before you get into that, though,
Yes.
what How did it feel
It
initially?
feels
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's really comfortable. Obviously, it's pretty big,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's
the width
really
is
comfortable.
the width strange, or does it actually fit really nice because you want your hands actually
I feel like the width actually makes it feel more comfortable. Like it
awesome.
feels.
Can you compare it
Love
to like a Wii U controller? Like I feel like that's something a lot of people would. Is it bigger, smaller than Wii U?
Wii U controller.
Yeah, I remember Wii U had that big pad.
It did have a big pad. Ooh, I can't remember.
No,
I can't remember the comparison of it. That was a long time ago.
it was a long time ago. How about like a Switch? Like how does it feel? Does
It's
it
a
feel
lot
like
bigger than the Switch.
Does it feel like bigger though when you're playing it, or does it?
It does feel bigger. I would say so. The controllers you can put on the side of the Switch. It's
Yeah.
maybe a bit wider than that
Okay.
That's
in
good.
terms of
Yeah.
feel. Yeah, it feels good. You can reach everything really easily. It's super comfortable.
How did the clickiness on the buttons back, or the back button clickiness feel?
You hear that?
Very quiet. Just barely.
ASMR clicking.
Might be some sound suppression going on from Discord.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Awesome.
Like the buttons are all super clicky, even like the touch pads. So these essentially are like your mouse.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you can touch those to click things as well.
Dude, both
it's also
work?
the touch screen.
Both
They
pads
do.
work for mouse control?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
So what I found, and I might be wrong on this, but one of the games that I played that wasn't supported, that doesn't have controller support either, which I'll go into why that's important soon. I was using like the left touchpad for the left side of the screen with the mouse, and the right one for the right side of the screen with the mouse.
Huh.
And I tried to
Oh,
like
that's
go
weird.
over to the other side with just the right one, and I couldn't. So I was like, okay, guess I'll just use both. So I
That's
don't know
weird,
if that's
huh?
the case with everything, but this one game that I played,
Interesting.
that seemed to be the case.
Huh.
What game was that?
That was Papers, Please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Papers, Please.
Does on the mouse, feeling the mouse go across, is it relatively natural or really awkward or somewhere in between?
It's not awkward at all. It's
Awesome.
very, very easy to control. And the clicks feel really responsive as well. So for a lot of games, you'll be using the touchpad and then you'll use R2 to click. So you're
Okay,
just
great.
moving
Oh,
like
so you don't
this.
just push in on the touchpad?
Yeah, which actually feels better, I think, because
Okay.
you're holding it
Sure.
like this and you're moving, and then you can right trigger to click on it, which is really nice.
Okay.
So the games I
Fantastic.
played.
Yeah, the games.
Yeah.
The ones that are supported, I played Curse of the Dead Gods? The Curse of the Dead Gods, which is a roguelike.
Okay.
That just works perfectly. If it's supported, it just works well. All of the buttons, I mean, this is basically an Xbox controller with
Mhm.
Yeah.
the things that it has. So if it's supported on a controller, it just works generally. But yeah, Curse of the Dead Gods, perfect. I played Dark Souls 3 for a little bit, and I
Mhm.
killed the first boss first try, so can't be that
Hey.
bad.
Nice.
Can't be that bad.
How did it look?
It looks really good. I would say it's somewhere between 30 to 45 FPS is
Okay.
what I'm feeling on it. It's pretty stable. If it's supported, it feels like the frame rate is generally very stable. If it's unsupported, you might have some hiccups in frame rate.
Yeah, it's like a
think
720p
the-
screen, right? I think it's somewhere around there. I
I
know it's
Isn't it
not
720?
1080p.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's 720. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like
think
it's
that
no,
sounds
it's
about right.
weird though. It's like 1280 by 800 because it's a
A little bit taller.
taller than
Yeah, a little bit taller.
a
Yeah,
720.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious if graphically, like looking at Dark Souls 3, like if it gave you those vibes, like nice.
Do you want me to boot it
visuals.
up? I'll show you.
Yeah, boot it up.
Boot it up. Let's see how fast
Oh,
it is.
also,
I think in the software too, it does have a 30 FPS lock. So like if you're having a problem like that where it's like somewhere around 45,
Yeah. All right.
you
Watts
can
is
lock
currently
it
booting
to
it.
30.
She just hit the go button. It's giving some information
The go
about the Steam Deck controller. It's got a little launch thingy doing its thing, and
That's crazy. It's got an overlay specific to the Steam Deck.
It
for
does.
Dark Souls.
It immediately
Okay.
loads up, and it's like, this game uses this controller layout.
That's cool. That's convenient to know.
Very cool. Currently at a white screen.
Currently in a white
I could
screen.
use that sometime
We're
for
getting
Elden
there.
Ring, honestly. Which button am
Honestly,
I supposed to hit?
It
I've
says
thought
Elden Ring is
about-
supported, right?
Elden Ring
Yeah.
is supported. Yeah, I've thought about doing like a second playthrough just on the Steam Deck.
I think
Yeah.
it's your duty. Your
There's Bandai, FromSoft. There's
it's-
chat.
your early adopter Steam Deck duty to get Elden Ring on the Steam Deck, Watts. There it
There's
is.
the
It's
game.
booted up.
So I'm gonna load it up. It tries to log me in. So
How heavy is it, Watts? When you're just sitting there playing with it, do you feel like it's like
Yeah, do you
too
feel like
heavy
you could
that
get
you're
forearm
gonna be-
fatigue after a while?
like
honestly,
you're gonna get Popeye arms?
it feels more comfortable than the Switch, and it's heavier than the Switch. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the ergodynamics of the width or whatever, but it just feels more comfortable. Like I started having, I guess it is the width, because
Yeah,
you're
'cause
less like put together. You can
yeah, you-
actually sit
you're
here
less
in a
squeezing it.
chair like this,
Uh-huh.
and it feels very natural.
It's like the tablet thing. You know, it feels natural to read
Yeah.
a tablet because it's a nice width in front of you as
I
opposed
think
to
it's
shrunken
the I
down on
think
a
the
phone.
width makes it feel better. So
Awesome.
I'll show you. I'll load this up, and we'll see. So this is getting into the game. Wait, it's focusing on
Yep,
chat.
it's focusing on chat from the reflection.
Wait, hold on.
There's a lot of glare on
turn
that
it-
screen.
There's a lot of glare.
There's a lot of
here-
glare.
Okay, there it is. It's booted up.
There
You're
it
in.
is.
So you can use either the touchpad or you can use the stick,
Nice. I
whatever you
mean,
want to do.
obviously, it's over a camera on Discord,
It's
but it
over
looks like
cam-
it's nice and responsive.
It is. It's super responsive, and I feel like it looks pretty good too.
That is
Like,
You
it
would
does not
think
look
great.
bad.
that the input latency would be low. You know, you'd think.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you never know with these things because it's on the
Right.
Steam OS and, you know, like,
Yeah.
know, what kind of hoops they got to jump through to make these drivers work and all that.
Right.
That looks great. I'm so
That's
excited.
pretty good, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's running good. I mean, it's, you know,
It runs really well.
It looks
And
playable for sure.
It
Yeah.
honestly looks really good. The difference between it's like slightly, obviously it's slightly not as crisp as playing it on PC,
Sure.
but
Lower
it's
resolution.
still it's super crisp. You
Yeah.
can't really tell very well because of
for a handheld, being able to play like a game like Dark
and-
Souls,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that's
oh,
nice.
Well, actually, I guess the question is
Elden Ring.
Looking at your Switch, how much more crispy is it in comparison to a Switch?
Oh, a lot crispier.
There you go.
I'm actually so Monster Hunter Rise isn't supported on it, but I want to download it, load it up, and compare the picture of Steam Deck versus Switch because that would be like
That
a
would be
perfect
awesome. Yeah.
comparison.
That would be a perfect comparison.
That would be. Yeah.
So I played some games that were not supported, and what I found so far is if it's not supported but it has controller support, it plays really well because you have essentially the Steam Deck buttons are Xbox buttons.
Gotcha.
So all the prompts will say it just assumes you're using a controller. So all of the prompts are Xbox buttons. If it's a game that does not have controller support, then it takes a while to get used to because you have to use the touchpad for everything and you have to click. So it's slightly different experience to.
Do you know
when you're
what's
on.
not technically
You-
supported when it says not supported? Because if you could still run it, like,
You can still run it. Yeah, I think it's just if Valve has gone in and confirmed that like all the prompts are Steam Deck prompts, all of the graphics and stuff work really well on it. So I think
When
it's
I was looking
think
at my library, the unsupported games, some of them like said like this game requires keyboard input,
yeah.
but it doesn't allow you to do it with the Steam Deck's interface.
I see,
Like
like,
stuff
like
like
if you had to
that,
put in
yeah.
a name for your character, you could get stuck there permanently without
Yeah.
being able to close the software or something like that.
Well, it could be like anything like that, you know.
Mhm.
But they consider that unsupported.
Yeah.
They do, yeah. You can also so I found that I played 2 Point Hospital, which is basically like a theme hospital kind of game,
Hmm.
which is keyboard and mouse.
Do you have the COVID expansion?
Yeah. This one, what does this say for game info? This says playable, so it's playable on Steam Deck, but some functionality is not accessible when using the default controller configuration, requiring use of the touchscreen or virtual keyboard. And this game sometimes shows mouse, keyboard, or non-Steam Deck controller icons. So that's
Okay.
why it's playable. We know that it works. We know that the frame rate is good, but you're just gonna have to use the touchscreen. And the touchscreen is pretty nice too. It's nice to use the
forgot.
Is it?
touchscreen.
Forgot it
It
even
feels-
a touchscreen.
Right, me too. I was like, touchscreen.
Yeah. Obviously, it should be. It's 2022, for God's sakes.
Can load up another
Did you
game.
get the max model, the top tier model?
This is the middle one.
Middle one. Okay, so it doesn't have.
Oh,
I
and
know the top tier
this
one
is-
has less glare. Like it's got anti glare.
Yeah, anti-glare screen
But this is the where you put the SD card
Nice.
to get bigger
to
memory.
get more memory.
Yeah, you've got a headphone.
Apparently, loading games off that SD card is like just as fast as using the internal storage, which is that's some kind of crazy sauce to me.
That does.
Yeah,
seem like
it's
I don't know
crazy.
how
going
they're
to
doing
take a
that.
while for all of these games to get supported because Valve basically has to go through all the games and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a massive.
It's going to
task.
depend a lot too on whether this thing is like a big hit. Like if the devs want to like kind of focus on this thing when they're making the games,
Cool.
to make sure it's going to work with it.
Sure. Well, they did say that if you want to get one and you haven't pre-ordered yet, you could get it by October, right? If you start pre-ordering now. I think there was a thing that was put out. So
Yeah.
put in your $5 now if you are interested, because it's going to be a while.
Yeah. October's not that far away.
Loads really fast.
Nice.
What's that game?
This is Curse of the Dead Gods, which is another fully supported game. Works exactly how I'd expect it to.
So cool.
It's amazing. I have been waiting to do good run of Curse of the Dead Gods, but I haven't had time. So now that I have it here, I can just go pull up a run. I can go.
Yep.
Hades is fully supported, which would be awesome as well.
Awesome. A question on like suspending the game. Like if you turn off the unit, you know how Switch does a good job of just suspension.
Let's do it. Let's press play.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I'm curious if there's a similar thing. Like if that maybe isn't supported by certain games. So if you turn it off,
Maybe, yeah.
it kills the game.
Yeah, like in Elden
This
Ring,
loaded right
where you're
back up
connected.
to where I was.
Okay.
For Curse
Some
of the Dead
games
Gods.
have like like in Elden Ring, you can't pause the game because it's connected to the internet all the time.
Right.
So I wonder if that would boot you out.
So with Dark Souls 3, it doesn't connect you to online servers on the Steam Deck. So I
Okay.
wonder if you probably would be able to suspend it if you're playing offline,
Okay.
I would think.
Okay.
Did it say Dark Souls 3 was fully supported? I missed it if you said
Yeah,
that.
Dark Souls
Oh,
3 is
nice.
fully supported. Yep.
Dark Souls 2 is, I think, as well.
Dark
I think
Souls
Dark
2
Souls
is, yeah.
1 is on the almost there list.
Almost, yeah. Very cool.
So I'll tell you, because there's not a ton of games that I have that are fully supported. Well, there's 26. I guess quite a lot. But
That's
it's
definitely a few.
Blasphemous, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, the Demon Slayer game, Grime is fully supported.
Nice.
Hades, Hollow Knight, Little Nightmares, A Plague Tale, Overcooked, Remnant from the Ashes, Sekiro, Scarlet Nexus, Tales of Arise is fully supported. I might actually keep
Ooh.
playing Tales of Arise on the Steam Deck. And honestly, it doesn't get that hot because I was
I
playing
was
Dark
curious
Souls for a
about that.
little bit, and it's not that bad. So the fan, I mean, this is basically the fans right
Okay.
here.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you hear the fan?
You can hear it. You can hear it. It's not very loud though. I guess it would depend on the game you're playing.
Yeah.
But you can definitely hear that there's some kind of fan
Yeah.
happening.
I guess it's
How
a
are the
fan on the
speakers?
Switch, right?
The speakers are pretty good. It's probably not going to be good.
Yeah.
to turn
Speaker
it up.
check through the microphone through Discord. Let's
Speak
do it.
check.
I'm down.
Speak check through Discord through the speaker. It's
Get
gonna
that-
be great.
Get that Discord compression going. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I played Salt and Sanctuary on here, which is not
Nice.
supported at all.
Mhm.
Controls work because it's you can use a controller in the game, so the
Mhm.
controls just work perfectly. It did have some issues, like if it was loading into a new area, going through a door, it would kind of stop a little bit and then start.
Mm.
So, okay, let's play. We'll play Dark Souls.
All right.
But yeah, it'll tell you this game uses the official layout.
That's really cool.
So every time you load it up, and it's like half supported or not supported, it will tell you this actually uses the default layout. So you can just use it normally, or this will use the touchpads. So I really like that they did that because every game you load up, whether they know it if it's supported or not, you know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into with it.
That's great.
Oh, that's right. You know why Dark Souls 3 isn't going on the internet? It's because the servers are down because they had that hack. I think that was last month. And they've been down ever since.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was like destroying people's.
Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, let's get some music going.
All right. It's not. I think it's being
No,
cut through.
nothing.
There could be sound suppression going on.
Nothing.
through
No,
Discord.
Yeah, I
nothing.
can't hear anything. Nothing.
Stupid
Discord's
Discord.
probably yeah.
Discord sound suppression is too effective. It's like, this is music. Block.
Craig's picking it up.
Oh well, that's good. So the podcast will be able to listen to it.
Um,
Video listeners, listen to
amazing.
the audio version.
That's really loud. I can
well, it
hear
depends.
really
I don't know if
loud.
Craig is even going to pick that up because it uses the same sound suppression.
Can I change the voice thingy? I know that Discord just naturally has one.
Yeah.
Noise suppression.
Oh, there you go. Sounds like compressed audio through Discord.
Yeah.
I think the speakers are generally pretty good.
I appreciate the test. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited for it. I really hope it's successful. I
Me
hope
too.
like
Me
you
too.
know,
Yeah.
because obviously Steam has, or Valve I should say, has a track record with hardware that isn't the best, you know, but I feel like this is I feel like they put a lot
It's not
into
all
this.
misses though, right?
No, true.
The
It's not all
index
misses.
is awesome.
Yeah, I guess recent hardware has been good.
I think the thing with the Steam Deck is if you get it, or even if you just pick it up, like maybe you can go to a store and hold it eventually one day. I don't know. It feels really good and really comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that will get a lot of people interested in it. And having your whole Steam library in a handheld
That
is
just sounds
pretty
amazing.
desirable. I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of living the
And you
dream.
can hook it up to a TV and play it that way too.
Yeah, you can do
If you get
whatever
the
you want.
dock, right? You have to get the dock accessory for it. No?
No, you just have to have a USB-C to HDMI cable.
Oh, I did not know that. That's amazing. So yeah, and then you can obviously pair USB devices to it, right? So you could pair a controller and a mouse and keyboard, right? And then
Yeah, it's all Bluetooth, so you can just connect anything via Bluetooth. Oh, also something else. So I know download speeds are somewhat related to your internet speed, but different consoles definitely go slower regardless of how good.
Looking at you, Sony.
Regardless of your internet speed. Everything downloaded really fast.
Nice.
That's good.
Super duper fast.
That's great.
I can equip my new Steam Deck profile because I unlocked a reward.
You get like
I get a
an
special
adopter
profile.
Thing. That's
Yeah.
cool.
What's going to be the first game that you like really sit down and play with it?
Ooh, man, that's
Elden
tough.
Ring.
Elden, I'm gonna play second playthrough, offline playthrough of
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
Offline run.
I'm interested to play a Final Fantasy on here and see how that goes.
Oh,
Does the
that could
remake
be
work
good.
on there?
Is that on Steam?
Oh
now?
yeah, maybe that is on Steam. Was that only on PS5? That was, or PS4?
It was
My bad.
originally. I don't know if
Oh,
it,
Yeah, they made a
well,
PC version of that.
Did they?
Did they
Final
finally make
Fantasy
one?
VII the remake? Yeah, it sucked. People were really upset.
Completely missed that,
Honestly,
yeah.
I bought a ton of indie games that I have not played.
That
So I
has been-
definitely want to get into those.
That's been my biggest
Same.
thing. Is like some of them come out on Switch, and then half the time I'm like, but it would look better on PC just because the Switch hardware is so dated at this point. And now
I don't know.
Steam-
Like a lot of those indie games aren't pushing the Switch that hard. Like Blasphemous, I think runs fine on the Switch.
What I found is there's a few indie games that like to use lighting creatively in 3D, like 3D layering, even though it's like a 2D type of thing, and that at times can make the Switch kind of chug. So I like having all my games in one library, and I'm not worried about my Steam library suddenly becoming null. From
Chat says that the remake is only on Epic Games. But you can install Epic Games on that.
If you do the Windows version, right?
I'm gonna download Resident Evil
don't know.
2 that is not supported at all.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
it doesn't say not supported. It says we can't verify this if it's supported.
You
I'm gonna
could
download
verify.
that. and we'll
You could
see.
verify what?
We'll see. This is my job. I'll go
Yeah.
in and download every game and tell them how it goes.
Just be like,
I
dear
will
Valve,
verify your Steam games.
hello Valve,
You're
I'm
buying
Watts,
Steam games.
and I'm on
Eric's
your
just making
payroll
Elden
now.
Ring videos. Did you guys hear that Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 7 are getting PS5 versions? They're getting
Cool. I did.
Re-released
Yeah,
on the
I
PS5.
saw that. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear the fan now when it's installing.
Yeah, I've heard the fan is pretty loud. Like once that thing gets kicking.
Dark Horse did say you can install the Epic Game Store on Steam OS. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool.
That is cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I just started the download like a minute ago, and it's nearly done. So pretty fast.
Huh.
I mean, I have 1 gig download, but yeah, it's the Steam Deck is not throttling my download of games.
Well, it should be on the
really
latest Wi-Fi protocol. If you have a good router, then it should utilize your internet properly.
Yeah,
and
it's
also,
nearly done. Resident Evil, nearly done.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. That is
Crazy.
fast.
Yeah.
We didn't mention Eric's is actually he's in Elden Ring mines.
He's
pumping out
literally
videos as fast as
inside.
he can.
He's actually
He's
in
stuck
Elden Ring.
in the Elden Ring. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of these
We
Tron
said
experiences.
he can't come out until I'm a level 150 or higher.
Yeah.
He's got to get me there.
Well, there it is. It's very comfortable.
Congratulations.
Feels super sturdy. I can't wait to play all these freaking games that I've not played.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the
So
perfect
excited.
downtime thing. Be like, oh, you got a few hours? Grab your Steam Deck.
Grab your Steam Deck,
Yeah.
play a couple indie games.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them tend to be, 15 hours tops. You can get through an indie game with having a couple hours
Mhm.
here and there.
You're gonna feel.
I expect it to replace my Switch in like daily use. In that my Switch I play mostly on the couch. Like I don't go anywhere with the Switch.
Same.
I play it on the couch. A lot of the times while me and the wife are watching like a movie or TV that I'm not super interested in, I'll be plugging away. I'll be playing Street Fighter. I'll be plugging away at Hollow Knight or Streets of Rage 4 or something like that. And it's such a nice like couch companion. I can't wait. The price of this thing too, it really shines a bad light on the Switch. Like that Switch for $350 right now and the Steam Deck for $400, like Jesus. That is a massive difference in hardware
It's
capability.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's another reason I'd like this thing to be successful because competition would be good in that space.
Yeah, I really I want it to be more than just a boutique device that only a few like in the know people are aware of. Like I want it to catch wind. I want it to get popular enough to get inside Best Buy and the various places that could sell them and become like a de facto console option. Because it's so cool having your Steam library as a portable option. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Really cool.
I'm really excited about it. I'm super jealous of Watts right now. I can't wait till
Extremely
April
jealous.
the second wave starts coming.
I'm extremely jealous because I was like, I had everything prepared. My credit card information was all good to go. And I hit the button and I was like, within like, 30 seconds, then it was like, hold on now. Let's think about this. Do you really want to pre-order this? I'm like, yes, yeah, give me the good Stalin. And then it broke and I had to wait like 2 hours and I got into quarter two.
I got so lucky. So incredibly lucky. And I'm really mad that I didn't get to mess around with it yesterday. Day off, it was perfect. I was excited. I was like, Steam Deck's going to come in. Day off, I'm going to download every game. I'm going to play every game. And I wasn't able to do that.
Was it one of these situations where you kept on like looking at the door,
Yeah, I was checking the tracking. I was like, where are you?
What is going on here?
It's unbelievable because as a kid and as a teenager, I would have killed to have like all of these epic games on a handheld that I could play wherever I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's kind of becoming a reality. And I will say for sure for me, unless it's a Nintendo, Switch exclusive game, if it's on Steam, I'm going to play it on the Steam Deck.
Yeah. That's the new
Easy
de
peasy.
facto for you, right?
It's the de facto for sure. And everything looks great. It really does. It looks great on the Steam Deck.
Man.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm excited.
It's awesome. You guys are gonna love it. Like the build quality is great. All the buttons feel great. Holding it is very comfortable. And I can't wait to get to all the unsupported games.
They've also said that there's going to be ways to buy replacement parts. So like if you start getting like issues like thumbstick drift or like when
serviceable
you're
parts. Wow.
Yeah, serviceable parts. which is really nice to
That's
hear.
great.
I mean, we haven't actually seen it yet, but they've said it's going to happen that way.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You got some other
So,
toys
Elden
too,
Ring.
right?
I got toys. It's
Yeah.
Christmas.
Watts
Welcome.
has the Elden Ring show and tell going on. Tefty, you were saying Thursday that you're kind of coming around on this game. You were kind of cool on it last week. But
No, so I had a bad
coming
first
around on it.
impression initially, and it's because I didn't go and do as much as exploring as I should have initially. I went straight to what's the name of the boss that I keep calling something else? It's not Margaret.
Margaret or something.
Margaret, yeah.
Margaret. Yes, that's correct.
It's Margaret. Yeah.
Margaret.
Defeating Margaret so early put bad taste in my mouth, and I shouldn't have done that. But afterwards, I did more exploring, and I was like, yeah, this game's incredible. I'm also conflicted because I've had to put so much time into Destiny, which is also amazing, and I've loved playing Destiny, but I'm pissed at how much time I've had to spend at playing Destiny because I want to play Elden Ring. And I don't want to sit down and just play Elden Ring for 30 minutes because I got other stuff. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I want to
If it's not
spend
8 hours,
time in it.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, like so I've been frustrated. First world problem frustrations over how I have to
That's
divvy
why
up
I'm
my
like,
gaming
guys,
time.
raid. Let's finish the raid, please. For the love of God, let's finish the raid, please.
I
Set
need to
me
finish this
free.
raid so I can play Elden Ring. God damn it!
And I feel bad because Witch Queen is so phenomenal and everything is
It's
phenomenal, and I really want to play it. I really want to play Elden Ring. I want to play both.
Yeah,
I don't have enough time.
I honestly think Elden Ring, like it has made its way into like my favorite games of all time list.
Yes.
Like it's that amazing. Like, and I understand it's not going to hit that way for everybody. I've seen a lot of talk on Twitter about people saying like the UI and UX is too crazy for them. They can't get along with it, or the world
strange,
feels so aimless that they're not. They just feel like it's just not their jam, and that's okay.
And
but
that,
for me,
that
man,
was,
this game is it.
So that was my initial issue at first, because coming from FromSoft games of the past, I expected this really tailored experience to step through the world. Because Bloodborne is an amazing linear experience in the beginning. Like, I mean, it's not 100% linear because you have options of where you can go and places you can explore. But when you explore those places, there's like this linear process to it over uncovering how these enemies attack you and the places where you're going to get ambushed and all that. And they basically throw that playbook out the window for for a big chunk of the game. Obviously, there's dungeons and places that are more curated, but the beginning, you get thrown into that open world and not really know exactly. I mean, you give it an idea with the golden lines of like, hey, you should go here, go this thing. But that led me straight to Margit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a game where it's like, the golden line tells you where to go for your story beats. But what the game expects you to do is you normally have this big legacy dungeon in the middle, which is like the story stuff, and then everything around it is easier. So if you look at I don't know if anyone wants to do this, but if you look at a recommended levels map for each like area, the surrounding area is normally about 10 to 20 levels lower than the legacy dungeon area. So they definitely want you to explore all around, do all the dungeons, do field bosses, et cetera, et cetera.
It's a good way to level up too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You find everything around like the big dungeon, and then you go in and you deep dive. I've still, though, even having gone into a dungeon after doing everything around it, I've still had to like, oh, okay, I need to level up a little bit more before I'm doing this, because I'm getting like, one shot by enemies.
Before even I beat Margit without having the ability to summon your buddies either. Like so that was another issue that I didn't, because I didn't know about Ren and having to go back to the church at night. Like that was
I didn't know about that either, and I never got that cutscene. I had to go and get that ability from somebody else later.
Yeah, I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. So it's great that there's so much discoverability in the game, but a crucial component like being able to summon your buddies being so happenstance is very difficult for just a
buddy summoning is a big time like gameplay element in this game too. Like,
it could have really helped
for me
killing
personally,
Margit.
like not being super good at Dark Souls style games. Like I crutch on those things a lot. Like I use them to draw the aggro, and then I'm hitting the boss in the backside with my fucking 700-pound hammer.
The summons are also just so it's kind of so okay. In Code Vein, right? You could play with another character. I initially was like, I don't want to do that. It's gonna make the game easier. Why would I want to do that? But playing with that other character added a lot of story to about what was going on. That's kind of how I feel about the summons. Like if you read who they are or who they were, you
Yeah.
start to feel attached to them, and then you summon them, and you really like how they look, and it makes me want to summon them more because I'm like, that's my buddy Lutel.
That's how I felt about my imps. I chose the imps as like the starting gift, right? And I did eventually have to leave them behind because I couldn't level them up anymore because I just couldn't find the materials to level them up. So I went with the marionettes, who are absolute badasses.
They're annoying when you play against them, so I can imagine.
Oh yeah,
they're pretty good.
They're terrible to play against, but when they're on your side, they are all stars because they have this like attack where they just fire like a million arrows like all at once. And some bosses just get like mini bosses in like caves and stuff will just get stun locked by the marionettes. Like it's like amazing.
Wow.
And even big bosses get really pissed off about it.
They get real upset. Let me tell you.
They do.
It's the summons are cool. They add more to the story.
Cool.
And it's like, how did you become a ghost?
Yeah, so my first like 8 hours.
Some of them are legendary. Sorry.
My first 8 hours, I didn't use any summons.
Yeah, my first like 5 hours were the same. I finally, because I had gotten the starting gift. I'm like, I went to Google and I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I use my starting gift? And they're like, oh, you got to go to the church at night and like meet Ronnie.
Yeah, after you get a certain
so I went there. I'm like, she ain't here.
Then. Yeah.
And then I Google it again. Like, if she ain't there, then you got to go to the round table and buy the thing that you should have gotten for free from Ronnie. I don't know why, if that's a bug or if I just didn't go with the.
I don't know. I
mean, I went at night.
I beat Margit and cleared half the castle, and she was still there for me. So it's somewhere in the world that you progress and have like crossed that. Then she doesn't decide to come back to that church. But
I went because I didn't go to the castle. Like I went to the castle. I fought Margaret one time. I was like, I'm not going here again for a long time.
Yeah,
and I cleared probably all the surrounding, and then I went to the island to the south, and I cleared all of that, and then I went back and I beat him.
I have a need to clear everything, and speak to everyone, and write it down in my notepad.
I went to Autumn Land, and I didn't do that, and that was a big mistake because I ended up having to level up like in the castle, which was a fast way to do it because those enemies were giving a ton of XP, but.
If I could just interrupt you quickly. This is a unsupported game. God damn it. Hold on.
That just looks like chat.
It is chat.
The game's called chat.
It's so dark.
It's called Upside Chat.
God damn it. God damn it.
It still hasn't
focused.
There it is. It focused.
Yeah.
This is an unsupported game on the Steam Deck.
And it's running just fine.
It's running beautifully.
It's got controller support?
Yeah. That's what I found. If you can use a controller on Steam for a game, it will be able to use the default official controller layout. But it's not lagging. There's no like frame drops. It's
what Watts doesn't know is that you get to hour 30 and the game crashes because some Steam Deck.
It could be.
Some random ass bug. It couldn't
load
the video properly.
I was actually really surprised that there's no lag or anything. So obviously Resident Evil is a more intense game on your hardware than some of the kind of indie games I've been playing. But this smooth.
So cool.
That's good. I can't wait.
I'm so excited
in
about
chat, Jimmy
Deck.
was asking if the boss was still really hard when I went back. And yes, it was hard for me because I'm not good at these games. Like it took me a year to beat Demon's Souls. So like I'm not great at these, but like, the game also helps you. Like you have your regular summons, but then also you get like kind of NPC character summons that are like story based for some of the boss fights, and that helps. And also you just kind of learn the fight. You learn the attacks, you learn when to dodge, you learn when to back up, you learn when to attack.
That's the biggest thing about these games is like you need to telegraph the moves, and that's what becomes really exciting. And also learn what you can parry. If you get into the habit of parrying stuff, man, it's so satisfying. I parried like half the moves of Margit, and it's just fun.
wow.
It's fun when
Very
you do that,
nice.
you know?
It
Yeah.
is fun.
I would
Parrying
imagine
is
you
fun.
had to at that level. Like you weren't blocking shit.
Yeah, no, it was either dodging or parrying. Yeah. Any of the
Yeah.
energy stuff, I don't think you could parry any of the energy stuff because it's like energy weapons, but
Yeah.
most of the moves, in fact, the really big stuff that winds up where it looks like it's gonna one shot you, if you parry that, it's an instant stun. And you're like,
That's nice.
get wrecked.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love the combat in this game too. Like I like it. Like I think this is the best it's been for this company's games, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne. I didn't play a lot of Sekiro. I just didn't get along with that game like right from the get go. But like I really am enjoying the combat. Like it feels satisfying. Every weapon I've tried feels amazing. Like they really nailed it. Like adding some more variety to like what is the counter guard? Is that
Yeah.
the block
Guard
and
counter.
then swing thing?
Yeah.
Guard counter. Like I love that system. Everything about it is just super fun. And I know that you guys were saying you can't just put in like 30 minutes, but I have honestly been able to just sit there and like, okay, I'll just run a cave real quick. Like, cause I mark them when I find them. I don't necessarily run them right away.
Mm.
I mark, cause there's this on the map, you can mark things with like all these different little green icons. And I just mark the ones that I haven't done.
So my problem is I could play it for 30 minutes, but my disdain and anger over having to drop it after 30 minutes would ruin the rest of my day.
Yes.
So I
Okay.
choose not to do that to myself.
You're like, yes, of course. That makes sense.
Frustration levels are at all-time high.
I've never had a Souls game where I want to use everything. Like there's some games where I'm like, I wish I could use that, but I'm not that bothered. My build's super cool. I'm having a good time. But this is like, I want to use the blood arts. I want to use faith. I want to use that different sword. I want to get more strength so I can use the jellyfish shield because it looks cool.
Yeah.
And I want to use everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Same.
Yep. This one's going to be multiple playthroughs for me, just because you can respec your characters, so it's not like you can't just like, okay, I'm a strength build for a couple of days, and now I'm going to be a dex build. Now I'm going to be a magic build.
Yeah, I know you can respec, but there's something about doing a playthrough of a game where like that's your style. Yeah, it's probably a little bit more difficult with Elden Ring because it's such a big game, so much time you could sink into it, but I still really like the idea of, I'm a great sword main in this playthrough.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying being a magical samurai. I mean, I started as a prisoner. I didn't start as a samurai, but the play style is magical katana.
You've transitioned into magical samurai.
Magical katana.
Yeah.
All the magic just looks really good. Like visually, it all looks really cool. So I didn't want to miss out.
The dragon magic. Have you seen that?
Briar, so I watched Skill Up's review. Skill Up, I'm going to call you out right now because there's multiple people that are very upset with you. So Skill Up was like, start with magic intellect first because they get all the cool stuff early on. Faith takes a while to get all the cool stuff. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll do that. But then every single thing I found that was cool was faith, like the dragon magic, the Crucible Knight, when I killed him, what I got from him. Like everything was faith that was cool. And
I'm
then
Faith, and it's dope.
Yeah, I know. Like obviously the second area is all about magic, so you get a lot of magic stuff. So I would say you actually get more of the cool magic when you get to the second part of the game. Yeah. So I was having an existential crisis for a while. I was like, I can't wait to respec. I'm going to respec immediately. This is driving me mad.
This game is lousy with dragons. Somebody needs to call an exterminator because they're just everywhere. I don't know. Like they need to put some dragon paper up or something. It's like there's too many. Like come on, have some restraint for Christ's sake. But yeah, once you start killing dragons and you start getting their powers, holy shit, there's some real cool stuff happening.
There is, and the whole story, the lore of the madness of you notice that people have eyes missing or they have blindfolds is because if they see the truth, it like
Yes.
drives them mad and burns their eyes, so they physically don't have eyeballs anymore. So there's
Did you
a
see
whole
the Tower of
section of those
Sauron
guys.
yet?
No, I did go to a place where that's full of madness, and that was really
Yes.
cool.
That's where.
It's really cool. It's like
Yeah.
I'd like to use madness powers.
This game just is constantly surprising. I think that's what's so fun about it. I'm
Yeah.
90 hours in. I'm still finding like amazing new stuff, and I just fought an amazing boss fight that was like it really flipped like how boss fights work in the game up in a really fun way. Like it's not like you start to think, okay, it's just falling into the routine. You're gonna do all the caves. All the caves are similar. You're gonna get to the legacy dungeon and all the legacy. Nope, this one is really different actually. So that's fun. Like it's changing things up enough. I went to a cave and there's some. I don't want to spoil things for anybody, but there's like some really surprising things about this one cave. I was like, oh, this really changed my expectations about caves.
Yeah, definitely. You do start to feel like, okay, I get the rhythm now, but you don't.
Right.
And the legacy dungeons are bigger than you could ever imagine. Like I thought I fully explored Stormvale. I even watched a video of like, okay, oh, I missed that thing. Okay, let me go do that because I thought I was fully done. And then I saw another video of like, here's the secret boss fight. And I'm like,
yeah,
there's things everywhere.
I spent in Stormvale and then I did it again at like the next one, but probably 6 hours exploring rooftops. Like
yeah,
not six.
This is why Briar skipped the raid.
I bet.
This is why Briar skipped the raid, because he could just fully focus on Elden Ring. Damn it!
I skipped the raid because last time I did the raid I couldn't walk.
That'll do it. That will do it.
Yeah.
I have Pop Boy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you
That's
got a bunch
amazing.
of stuff. You got a bunch of stuff to show off. Right?
Let's see the stuff. I want the Elden Ring
Plushy
stuff.
Pop Boy, which honestly might be my favorite thing.
That is really cool.
Like, I was like, Plushy Pop Boy is amazing. I got a towel. So
Elden Ring
interestingly, both my my collector's edition.
Is that a towel or a throw? Like a couch throw?
I have no idea. This is how big it is.
Yeah,
it's big.
Yeah.
No idea. It's very soft. It's very nice. Very soft. But both my collector's edition and the stuff that Bandai Namco sent me came at the same time. So I was like, ooh,
bonus.
Elden Ring Goodies Day. This was the box from Bandai Namco. Gold with the Elden sign, if I could find where this opens one day, eventually. There we go. So in here, we have some stuff. They gave us magic.
Like too big to be on camera.
It's too big. It's just too big. They gave us magic seeds, which I'm gonna plant. I guess I'm a little concerned.
Grow a beanstalk.
They look like this.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Something you just put them in soil and water them. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Like it almost looks the size of a nut more than a seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave us this to make our own Pop Boy. So you guys remember these thingies, the spinny thingies where you spin them around and it looks like something's moving in it. You can make one of Pop Boy.
Okay.
Look at that.
That's great.
Spinny Pop Boy. Little arts and crafts. We got an Elden Ring candle holder or an Iron Banner candle holder.
Oh yeah, it does look like Iron Banner.
I would have to hide that. My wife is very irresponsible with candles.
Even came with a candle. I think that was it for that box. It was the arts and craft candle, grow a magic seed, maybe find a giant, a plushie, and
very cool.
He was a little beanstalking, right?
Get your beanstalk on.
And then the collector's edition comes first with this little thing that has its box for audio listeners. Inside the box, there is the Art of Elden Ring book. Which
nice.
That's probably the thing I like the most in that.
I'll pick a thing that's not spoilery. We'll pick a beginning image. Look at that.
I mean,
gorgeous.
The loading screens are pretty spoilery, to be honest.
It's true.
Like, hey, look at this cool fucking shit. You won't see it for another 100 hours, though.
You may want to wait to look through your art book until you're maybe done with the game. And it comes with a steel case.
Steel case. I got one of those from Best
Bada
Buy.
boom, bada boom.
Oddly.
And I have a PS5 game.
Nice. Oh, you bought the physical copy. Can't
Bought
believe
physical. Well, I'm also using the digital, but I now have two.
You got to get the Steam version now too.
I gotta get the Steam version. Elden Ring has all of my money, basically. And this is the box that comes with the statue.
Ooh, nice.
They have to fix that Steam version before I buy it, though. Honestly, I'm watching those patch notes.
And it's got a little thing on the back, a
Little
little bit of
haiku.
lore. Little bit of lore there. And see if I can do this. So inside, I'll take the plastic off so you can see her a bit better. I haven't taken her out yet. But, I have taken the plastic off.
It's a first.
Elden
Lots first
Ring,
live on stream here.
live on stream plastic taking off. Okay. There we go. Now you can see. Look at that.
That looks awesome.
That's amazing.
Okay,
And
so-
she's got that long sword.
yeah, super like focus.
Well, it's really hung up on chat. There it is.
There we go. It's really well detailed, and I want to display it in the box because of the scarlet sky in the background.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, that does look cool.
Super cool. So I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna need to
on the table.
invest in some shelving, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I have a plan because I have a table next to the cat tower. We're gonna switch those around, and I'm gonna put shelves above the table.
Dig it.
Watts, do you normally buy collector's editions, or you just do it for the games that you're really excited for?
I do it for the games I'm really excited for. Because I want to have a place to display them. So I kind of go on, do I have space to display this thing somewhere like around me here? If I can, I'll get it. If I can't, I'm like, I'm just gonna put it somewhere and never look at it.
Yeah.
So it's probably not worth. But
I just want that book. I want the art book.
the art book is really great. The art of Elden Ring is beautiful. I mean, you see it on the loading screens and you're just like, oh, I could have a print of every single one of these.
So one of the criticisms I had last week was the game didn't look like quite up to like modern open world games, like just coming off of Horizon. What is it, Forbidden West? But one thing I realized about Elden Ring was that basically everything you look at is destructible, depending on if a big enough monster is around.
Yeah.
And also how fucking vast it is,
Right.
Like
not everything's going to have that
how
polish.
big that game is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everything,
really
it's surprising.
yeah, not everything can have that level of visual polish if you're going to have that big of a world without it taking like 2 decades to make or something like that. And obviously,
I'm
reuse
90
a lot of
hours into
assets.
that game, and I'm still unlocking like massive new parts of the game.
That's
Massive
wild. Yeah.
new parts of the game.
They,
Isn't it crazy?
obviously, FromSoft has refined their process of making these games, and when you see a lot of the same assets and animations being reused, and I know some people get like hung up about that, but like if it works, it's fine,
Well, this is the thing, right? A game like this is only possible by using those assets.
Right.
Like that's why you wouldn't be able to have like even Horizon, right? The second Horizon wouldn't be able to be this big because they only have one other game to pull things from. Whereas FromSoft have all of these games, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, like all of these games that they can pull assets from. Like the Uchigatana is in like every game. That's in Elden Ring. So you have weapons, you have move sets, you have bosses, you have all that stuff that
you see
they
a piece
already
of
have.
every game that they made in
You
Elden
do.
Ring.
It really is the collection of FromSoft's work. And so yeah, people can get upset about reusing assets, but it's the only way you can make a game this massive. It's the only way.
It is so massive too. There's problems with this game, but I just can't see through how much I love it to like really focus on any of the problems right now. Like frame rate's definitely an issue. The tech side of things is kind of a bit wonky, but goddamn, the game is just so fun to play. It's so fun to explore.
Yeah. And I have to finish a raid today before I can play it. Damn it.
Yeah. We got to finish the raid. We're finishing the raid. And we will be set free into the lands between.
Yeah.
You guys haven't finished it yet?
No, we took a break.
No.
Oh, I thought you would have come back on Sunday.
No, we had to recover. Body needs to repair, man. Old. Come on.
I'm glad I got all this memory foam stuff. Really helped. Covering yourself in memory foam is pretty helpful.
Last time I did it, like I literally like couldn't walk. Like it could just from sitting still for that long. Like it was like, oh man, this is rough.
We did 14 hours, which isn't as bad as previous attempts, but I still felt it after 14 hours. But we didn't come back.
And the Ryan getting there wasn't as bad either, right?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't as bad this time around. I appreciate that Bungie did that. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk more about that on DCP Live on Thursday.
Yeah.
About all these things, but I think overall, aside from the major bugs and connection issues, I think it was really awesome. Yeah.
If you guys have any questions about the Steam Deck, you guys and people listening, let me know and I can test some stuff out.
Yeah.
And then I come back next week and let you know.
Yeah, I want to know how Cyberpunk.
I do have a copy of Gran Turismo 7 as well. It's sitting right next to my PlayStation. We'll talk about that next week.
Awesome. Is that the episode? Is that SideQuest?
I think so. I just want to talk about Elden Ring all day.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I am completely focused on it. Like I'm obsessed with this game. Like I haven't been obsessed with a game in a long time.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, listening, hanging out. Thanks to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows. You guys are awesome. Next week, looking forward to more discussions of Elden Ring.
Maybe I would have fought another boss. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. Nope, that's not true. Main boss. No, I just made it to the next area. There's no way. I got at least 20 hours in there.
You got to comb through everything.
Boss.
Find,
comb through,
toothpick, comb everything.
Yep.
You do, because there could be something like massively life changing to your build in any little spot.
Or in the beginning area, like missing the ability to summons.
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.